Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Sometimes among gangs, when a gang wants to provoke some other gang into acting and be perceived as not reacting but acting stupidly, you might want a little weasel from your gang provoke them or do something unacceptable to the other gang. But you want to make sure that that was not done in a plain view. And then obviously the other gang has to respond to this challenge and in an unacceptable action and will act violently. And you, the other gang, which actually provoked the whole thing, you're going to point fingers at the other gang and say, see, they're crazy, they're attacking us, we have to react. But the whole world or the people did not see your little weasel provoking them. They just see their reaction perceived by them as action. And your reaction to their action, therefore you're the victim. I think such a thing occurs right now in Europe with Hungary. And Hungary is a country that is in Europe. Unfortunately, I say, for certain reasons, it's in the European Union. And being in the European Union, you have to listen to the big boss. Now, if the European Union initially was trumpeted as being a positive thing, it seems like it's going to a centralized government that will impose to each and every other country in the European Union certain kind of values and certain kind of policies. In this case, Hungary, for the ones who do not know this, they are not a rich country in energy, in natural resources. Actually, it's a poor country. It doesn't have oil, gas, and things like this that could supply its country with, or nuclear energy on its own, nuclear, resources. Therefore, it has to, trade and make deals with other countries. In this case, the cheapest deals it made with, and here is Hungary. In Europe, it's a landlocked country. It's between in the east Romania, in the west Austria, in the north Slovakia, and in the south the Balkans. So it's landlocked. It has the little border over there with Ukraine, where is Transcarpathia, which is actually it's right there, right? That's Transcarpathia, which they claim. They claim being theirs. They like it. That was theirs at one point, and they want it back, like the Poles want the western Ukraine's back. But hey, let's don't deviate too much. So this is Hungary, and Hungary made some deals with Russia: gas, oil, and nuclear energy. That nowadays seem to be a bad deal because the European Union, the big government of Europe, decided to shoot itself in the foot and impose sanctions on Russia. Therefore, the citizens of various countries will be affected, their livelihood. Energy prices skyrocket, inflation is high, and so on. Energy is scarce. These guys pay more money for, let's say, liquefied natural gas from the United States of America and other parts, therefore more expensive. And that's going to create inflation because the countries are not able to pay for it. They're going to take loans. And loans means with interest, it's going to be dropped on taxpayers. So in this case, Hungary said, no, we don't want to do that. We're going to veto anything that goes against our own interest. We want to be able to buy, Russian gas at a cheap price, get oil from Russia, and in this article that I have here, to work on, let me go back here, to have their nuclear energy, because they depend on that, have their nuclear energy delivered to them. So here we have three articles. One coming from Reuters, where Ukraine to summon Hungarian envoy over unacceptable remarks by Orban. So this is the little weasel who challenges something for the big guy. So they try Hungary will react. Now, another article from the New Voice of Ukraine from today. Hungary to block sanctions against Russia's nuclear power industry, Prime Minister Orban says. That means, no, we don't want to screw up our country and our citizens and say what Brussels wants us to say and do. Therefore, we're going to continue buying nuclear energy from Russia. And the third one here, Hungarian Foreign Minister, fantastic Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó, accuses Germany of hampering crucial project. And I'm going to start with this one. This is from today, January 27, 2023. Hungarian Foreign Minister accuses Germany of hampering crucial project. Berlin's behavior is, I'm quoting, unacceptable. So they get challenged again. And I don't try to imply that Hungary is the other gang, but obviously, see, they are pushed by Berlin. Then you have the European Union, and then you have Ukraine. All these things are meant to do something to Hungary that tries to be independent. So ministers from the Alliance 90, the Greens party in Germany's coalition government, are blocking work to modernize a key nuclear power plant. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó has claimed upgrades at Hungary's PEX, or PECH, I don't know exactly how you pronounce this nuclear facility, which produces half of the country's electricity, are being carried out by Russian nuclear energy Rosatom and a number of European firms. So France's Framatome and Germany's Siemens Energy, remember Siemens, the ones with the turbines for the gas pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, the ones in Canada. It's a German company, but the offices in Germany and Canada were supposed to fix the turbines. Trudeau said no for 2 years now, I think, or three years. Siemens is not allowed to work maintenance on those turbines. Very nice. So these guys were contracted to supply control systems for new reactors at the facility, but haven't done so due to opposition from Berlin, Szijjártó stated during a press conference on Friday. So I'm gonna quote Mr. Szijjártó. The French Export Authority has granted Framatome permission to supply the control systems, but two green ministers in the German government, the economy and foreign minister Annalena Baerbock, a juvenile, and Robert Habeck, another juvenile, are blocking the issue of similar permits to Siemens Energy for the time being. This is unacceptable. What are they going to do? Right? End quote. So it says, we have been using nuclear energy for 4 decades. We signed a contract with Rosatom, the Russian company, to build new reactors 9 years ago, and the Hungarian people have already paid a price for the war next door, Szijjártó said, referring to the conflict in Ukraine. So they say, what is going on? We want energy. We don't care about you guys here, what's going on with your little sanctions and your big boss. Now, this is what they're eager to do, the new voice of Ukraine. And they are obviously the bad sheep or the black sheep of Europe, seen by the big club. Hungary to block sanctions against Russia's nuclear power industry, Prime Minister Orban said. Why? Because of their interest, their national interest. There supersedes, I guess, Brussels, 3 weasels and 5 cows, decisions. According to him, Budapest does not support sanctions against Moscow, though will not prevent restrictions if they do not affect sensitive issues. So back off. There are items, I'm quoting, that clearly violate Hungary's fundamental interest, and we must veto them, Orban stated. Oil, and I'm quoting, oil was like that, gas was like that, and now there are new plans for sanctions. Now they want to extend them to the nuclear industry. This should obviously be voted. There will be a big battle. Orban, right here, says so. And for good reason. Show your balls and do what you need to do. Now, another one. Reuters. Now we have Ukraine that's upset with Hungary because they do not want to place sanctions and because they made some little statements. And that's, again, unacceptable. So what are you going to do? You're going to invade Hungary? Hungary is going to take their Transcarpathia. I'm telling you that. As Poland will take its part of northwest Ukraine. Now, this is, again, Orban. the Prime Minister of Hungary. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry will summon Hungary's ambassador to complain about, and I'm quoting, completely unacceptable remarks Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban made about Ukraine, Kiev said on Friday. The announcement marks a new low in ties between the two neighbors. Hungary has repeatedly criticized European Union actions on Russia, saying they failed to weaken Moscow meaningfully. I think I agree with that statement. While they risk destroying the European economy. Look at the facts, people. Look at the numbers. They don't have to be, big-hearted or no-hearted. Look at the numbers, not at the gut feelings. Numbers, evidence, facts. Ukrainian Foreign Ministry or spokesman Oleg Nikolenko, writing on Facebook, said Orban had told reporters that Ukraine was a no man's land and compared it to Afghanistan. And I'm quoting, such statements are completely unacceptable. Budapest is continuing a deliberate course aimed at destroying Hungarian-Ukrainian relations, he said. See, these guys are saying the Hungarians are the ones that are the bad guys. So the whole world, remember, has to see Hungary as attacking actually poor Ukraine again, and Ukraine is going to just react to the Hungarian verbal aggression. And I'm quoting, the Hungarian ambassador will be summoned to the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry for a frank discussion. We reserve the right to take other measures in response. Like what? Like attack them? So again, Orban earlier said on Friday that Hungary would veto any EU sanctions against Russia affecting nuclear energy. Its nuclear energy. Did you hear the other articles, my friends? There you have it. Hungary has a Russian-built nuclear plant it plans to expand. Now, if this nuclear power plant would be operated by, let's say, Canadians, which they are big in this, or the Americans, they will be A-okay. I guarantee you there will be ways to have the energy coming, the nuclear energy coming from the United States via blah blah blah, and then there you have it. But it's Russia, we have to do something about it. And the Hungarians say no, this is like you tell me how much air I should breathe, because why? We are somehow at war with someone that didn't do anything to us. I mean. So yeah, I hope, and I can see here a big battle of an attack to put Hungary back into the where it belongs, down there, and listen to the Europeans, which is now the Americans' orders. The Europeans do not have any, nothing. Orban has. If you want, Alexander Vucic of Serbia has, I would say the Poles have it, the Polish Prime Minister has it. I don't know about Duda, but the Prime Minister is very verbal and shows balls, and why not? Other than that, I don't know. You tell me who has balls. I mean, I'm not going to go further east to tell you who got balls, because it's not acceptable. Because that's the word these guys use now. It's unacceptable, totally unacceptable. What are they going to do about it? We're going to speak with Daddy. Daddy, why don't you a little bit? So, Hungary needs that energy. Oil, gas is in the European Union. European Union imposes things on Hungary because of the money thing. If you don't do that, we're not going to give you any money. Why Hungary needs money? Because it's in the European Union, and that's the way Brussels operates. It's a blackmail. You receive the money, which you're going to pay for it anyway, and you do what we tell you to do. As someone said, which was, I'm going to say it, Putin said a while ago, every time you get into, you become a member of an organization, you give up some of your freedom, some of your sovereignty. Like you get into a marriage. When you get in a marriage, you give some of your sovereignty, of your independence, liberties. You can't do everything you want anymore, because you are in a marriage or a relationship. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the ladies of the night tonight. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but you're not gonna have a relationship. Or I'm gonna go to the bar with the boys. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna go with whomever to the casino. You know what I mean? That's not a relationship, just so you know. If you do whatever you wanted, but you meet only in bed, That's not a relationship. It's a sexual relationship, but that's it. But that's exactly like you go to a bar and one night stand and that's it. Is that a relationship? I don't think so. So anyway, in this case, Hungary is caught between United States and United States. Why do I say United States? Because the Brussels is just a little dog, is little dog. The big dog is the same one as everywhere else, United States of America. So we'll see what happens with Hungary. I root for Hungary, and I hope they stay independent. Not that I have a affinity for them or anything like that, but I think that you should have more freedom within the framework of the European Union and the world community, if you know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.